Guys, we love talking about the wisdom, the honor of online influencers.
Sure.
Especially those on TikTok.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
they hold great value in our society. What's that, Robert?
Are we going to talk about the TikTok drama that's been happening right now, Sam? Is that what we're going to get into?
I wish we didn't get into it.
I know. I really, really want to talk about that with you. But I don't think this is the right place.
No, this, if anything, this is an example of just how an app can be something fun for families to get creative during COVID-19. Rich Shamiro talked with one TikToker who was watching very closely the argument of banning the app in the United States. Real quick, we're going to look at that, and then I'll tell you where to find more on Rich's website.
Okay.
With over 11 million followers on TikTok, Nick Casas is always wondering what to post next.
People are just really looking for some happiness right now.
His channel, Nick and Sienna, features videos of him and his 5-year-old daughter.
Wholesome daddy-daughter content, that's us.
Now, in addition to typical dad duties, Nick is keeping up with news of a potential TikTok ban in the US.
If we can't jump on there and just like make fun videos like we just do for fun, then that kind of does make me sad.
TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, is headquartered in China.
The lawmakers fear that they are feeding American data, American user data, to the Chinese government.
She's really good.
Teens are glued to its slick app, which features endless clips of people doing dance moves, music, and humor.
ByteDance, the parent company, they are an organization that is designed to collect data. They want to form profiles on these users, and they will take every opportunity that they can to enrich and get more and more data from the users.
The app, along with others, was recently caught snooping on users' iPhone clipboards. Last year, security researchers found bugs that made it vulnerable to hackers. The issues have since been fixed. In a statement, a TikTok spokesperson told me the company is led by an American CEO with hundreds of employees here in the U.S. We have no higher priority than promoting a safe and secure app experience for our users. We have never provided user data to the Chinese government, nor would we do so if asked.
Perfect.
As for Nick, he'll keep an eye out for any developments, but stay focused on his next upload.
If it needs to kind of just be looked at for a quick second to make sure everything's nice and safe, then, it's okay.
In a lot of ways, this was sort of the spiritual successor to Vine, right?
Yes.
I remember when
it's
Vine was bought
community.
Vine was bought by Twitter and then shut down. And same community. Sort of. A lot of those Viners ended up on YouTube. Like Jake Paul and Logan Paul, they were sort of the Vine crew who then, all those Team 10 a-holes ended up, becoming big YouTube stars. And that's how they survived that transition. But I think there was still an appetite from a user perspective to watch short form content like this, clearly. And you see a lot of people really exploding because of that. I imagine if truly they were to shut down, the U.S. government was to shut down, even if they could, this app in America, there would be something very similar to that. Maybe it'd be Instagram. I don't know if they'd come up with a new sort of format of Facebook. Maybe Snap would step in, and I think that a lot of those people would sort of congregate and try to continue to do that sort of short form content. I don't think that's going anywhere. The only way you can kill short form content is if you make people pay for it and you call it Quibi. So other than that,
that's
I don't think that a lot of them should have anything to worry about right now. But it is interesting.
I just wanted to finish that out with ByteDance, the parent company of TikTok, made $17 billion last year, according to reports. That's what Rich Shamiro was saying. Apparently they would take that data, sell it, and form a profile on all of their users on different apps and platforms. So Rich reminds everybody, just be careful of what you post, and be careful especially, and I saw him talking about this on Instagram and on Twitter, be careful what apps you give permission to use. For example, camera, microphone, cookies, etc., Bluetooth. You can always opt out of allowing an app, or for the most part, you can always opt out from allowing an app to access that within your phone. Like Google Location Services is automatically on for a lot of people when they sign up for Gmail or whatever. Turn it off. I don't think I've ever had my location services on. I think, forget that. I'll take the extra 5 seconds to type in the zip code I'm looking for rather than it locate me with that little.
If they get rid of TikTok though, I'm gonna lose all this TikTok drama that's been blowing up.
I guess
it's really interesting, guys, if you want to look it up.
Huddy, Charlie,
Yeah,
the whole
yeah.
thing.
He just announced an apologies today. That's all.
Oh, really?
Great.
Yeah.
Good. We've been waiting for it. Finally. Should we forgive him, forget, and move on, or no?
Yeah,
Yes.
sounds good.